Warren, thank you. Now I'd like to go on to one of the defining questions of the study. What has been the lasting impact on your library after Learning 2.0? For this question, this was open-ended. We had 255 respondents who chose to describe their perceived impact. And if you take a look at the next slide, this is a Wordle representation of all of the data from that question thrown into Wordle, so you can see sort of what people were saying and what words they were using. We took all of those words, we coded them, and came up with a set of responses or categories for the lasting impact of Learning 2.0 in libraries. Take a look at the next slide. Here are the highest percentages of categories. The number one category was better, increased awareness of 2.0 tools, and an inclusive feeling for staff, followed by an increased use of the tools in the library. 20% of people did report, and this is important, we have to pay attention to this. 20% of people did report that there was no impact in their library after the program, and that's something we're going to look at very closely as we keep working with the data. New ways of working. Warren, please go to the next slide. Confidence helping library users, 16%. Improvements to staff communication, 8%. And an increased use of the tools in personal life, 4%. If we take a look then at the next slide, I want to take just the last few minutes I have with you all today to talk a little bit about what we're seeing in sort of the bigger picture of the data, the implications. And I've come up with a formula for you all today, and you can try this on for size and let me know what you think. And I would love to hear some feedback as we go forward with mining this data to paint an even clearer picture of what happens in libraries after a program such as this. In my mind, what we're seeing is success of the program equals support plus time allowed and multiplied by the perceived usefulness of the tools and the program in general. The support part also has its own formula, and I really believe this is important. Administration must support the program. Co-workers support each other doing the program, sort of working together or being there. Folks that reported they did not succeed in the program sometimes use words like "I felt alone" or there was no one in my department that was doing it too, so I felt adrift. So support of co-workers and, of course, support of the program leaders. Also, IT support. IT must support the program. IT must be on board to unblock sites if they're blocked or provide access in some way. And this was mentioned again and again in the data as well. Finally, I want to say just a couple of words about sort of a sense we're gathering from the data that one of the true impacts of this program is a very personal impact. People report that on a personal level, they feel more comfortable, more confident with interacting with new technologies and with discussing new technologies with their colleagues, coworkers, maybe even people at the conference this week. So instead of broad sweeping changes in libraries, I think one of the results we may see, and again, this is very preliminary, is it's more of a personal sort of shift in the way that library staff who have completed the program or have at least participated in the program sort of see the world of technology. And it's like, yeah, I can take that on. I am comfortable with that. And some of the data points that Warren talked you through really support that in my mind. Warren, please advance to the next slide. I'll just say it again to close. It's been absolutely wonderful working with Warren and with Richard and spending time in Australia getting to talk with folks. So now I will turn